Mama's kind of in the way. We got 6'11 and 6'12 here. 6'11 was being a biatchy to little mama yesterday, so she's at the other end of the barn. But they're two babies. They're cuddled up right there in the corner. 6'11, 6'11, 6'12, 6'12. And I'm not sure why we're all looking to the north other than there's a breeze coming through that hole. It's been windy all night. And yeah, she ain't done nothing yet. She's got about, vet said within 24 hours, so she's got about 9 hours left to go. We will see. The biggest thing he was concerned about was her drinking water, and that's down about 4 inches. Probably about right for her for overnight. They're just being bossy, but they're all, we got an oddball. Oh, 2 oddballs, but other than that, they're all looking north too. And these girls, they heard me come in this barn, so they're all filtering their way back over. No new babies in here. Haven't checked the feed barn yet. I said yesterday there's a few of them in here that are, I don't know why they haven't calved yet. Other than they just haven't. I mean, even my enticement of straw, that only worked for one, and it wasn't the one that Helen thought was going to go anyway. And these girls have done nothing, and she figured one of them was going to go. Oh, we'll get over here by the little one. Because her baby was just zooming. I don't know if it made it on camera or not. If it did, it would have been in the left side of the screen. There we go. Thing posting away. Watched the cameras pretty close all night. Wondering what was going to go on with 617. And this camera, she stood right in the middle of it. I don't know. That calf was eating. She's not short of milk, but that calf wasn't off the teat much. Same thing this morning when I got up and looked at the camera. She's a good mama and she milks. Oh yeah, are you sure? Yeah, they want their food, but guess who started? It's a little on the thick side for what I expect to see first, but it could just be the bag. And she wasn't doing anything when I checked a little bit ago, so you already saw that. So I'm gonna feed. I just really ain't fond of the looks of that. So I will tie and Becky up, and I'll be down here in a few minutes. Well, Ty just confirmed what I thought. That's placenta first. Cuddlians are out there, so it's time to get busy. Well, I was in there. She was in there first. Now she's in there again. Little girl's done a little bit of laboring, and yeah, I got lucky. I didn't get shit on. She'd been shit on both times. She is so freaking deep that it was full arm's length for me to find the hooves.
Take that. Give me that fucking towel. Because I have shit all over my arm. I can't go.
I don't know if I found hind. She thought she found front.
I do have. Once I get this out here.
Yeah. Don't want to push any of that in there. I mean, it happens, but we don't want to push very much in there. But anyway, what I had was either upside down or backwards.
Oops, sorry.
And she thought she had a front. So she did a little labor, and so we're seeing if we can find them again. My biggest concern at the moment is,
bastard.
Other than her being so freaking deep, there's a lot of loose cotyledons, and that's not a good thing. So, because that's the lifeline between the cow and the calf. That's where all the oxygen and nutrition and everything else goes through.
Ass back up there.
And she's not going to cooperate.
I'm not about to die today.
So, anyway, ain't our first rodeo with loose cotyledons. We've pulled them out before where there's been almost none.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Does too. I don't want to. I already got her all over my glove. Yeah, see, I'm wearing a glove again. I didn't want to strip.
Give me that hoof. You know what? I'm pulling one.
Oh.
The other one better fuck off.
That's what I tried too.
I'm gonna open.
But at least you could reach it enough to pull this time. Oh, Mom. Oh, Mom. Ouch.
Becky, get the fucking here. I'm fucking hurry up.
Okay. Yes, we're still having fun. See? And they are pretty good sized hooves, so there may just be one.
You went to Proverb yesterday.
What'd you say that was? A bull calf?
Oh, yeah. Red balls.
Nice big bull calf.
So he's a rubberneck, so we have latex,
Yeah.
and now this is Trojan.
He did just like that little girl over there.
He
Let's see,
did.
whichever one it is. Yeah, that one.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Little Mama's.
Little Mama's at the other end of the barn. Head was back.
Mama.
She couldn't get her hand back far enough, and I was the same way. But luckily, I finally got a hold of.
Teeth are covered.
Teeth are covered, huh? So, yeah, well,
Yeah. It costs a little more. Better than like a
completely covered. So, in reality, week and a half actually, I don't even know yesterday was the quote due date, but it wouldn't have made it to the next cycle. And he's pretty big, he's a big boy. So would have not been good to be another, say, 4 weeks.
Good mama.
She wouldn't have made it that far. Neither would the calf. Hear all that gurgling? That's getting that stuff coughed out of the lungs. But hey, another live calf on the ground so far. I don't like them when they gurgle that much, but she's ready. Calf's ready enough.
There you go.
Yes, it's that time of day. Even though I haven't even got half done with my coffee yet.
At least you've had coffee.
She looks a little thinner. She's still got the protrusion by her left hind. Calf's head's up. Calf's doing good. That's what it's about, right?
It was a long damn night.
And she kept getting up and coming down and checking all night. And yeah, that was from checking. I don't know why. Well, I do know why there's a lot of blood on that. It's because not very many cotyledons were still attached. I went back in to see if there's another one in there, and as far in as I could reach, all I could find was a mushy sea of cotyledons.
So we really don't know.
I mean, if there's anything else in there,
It's not going to be.
it's coming out with the placenta, and there ain't much chance unless we happen to catch it. Perfect timing.
Did you tell him his name?
Oh,
We
he's
already do that.
His name is Trojan,
Trojan.
because he's got a latex head that goes all the way
Yeah.
around,
Just
hard
like
to catch.
Little Mama's latex, man.
When he was in the womb.
well, he's been a pain in the butt. We finally ended up tubing him, and you know, his legs are huge. I mean, he could be a baby ephalant. His
Looks like a buffalo.
body isn't so much.
His head's a buffalo.
He's a dino calf, so he's got that frickin' buffalo head on him. And both fronts needed to be splinted, and the right hind needed to be splinted,
You're gonna go down for the count.
which is totally crazy because she's not a small cow. And still, so far, to the best of our knowledge, he was the only one in there. And we got to talking when we reached in there this morning. I think what happened, why both of us found hind legs to begin with,
And I swear to you, if they were hinds.
is because the hind legs were up like this against the wall, or not against the wall. The front legs were up like this against the wall.
Perfect, Mom. You
No,
knocked him down.
take that back. Hind legs would have been. Hind legs were up and he was folded in half, so the front legs were up and the head was cocked off to the side. So reaching in the first time, as far as we could, all we could feel was the hinds. And then he got moved a little bit, and then she found the fronts. But say the funny thing is, all that room in there, he's not that big, realistically. And we were talking maybe 85 pounds earlier, and then Ty says, oh, he's lighter than most of these others, because his body isn't very big. But man, his legs are.
How many weeks earlier?
I'd say he's 2. with the full teeth covering. She's scratching stuff on the board, so we know. And 2 weeks don't come out to any breeding date. But Mother Nature does weird things too. So, but his teeth are completely covered, and maybe I'll get Tyler to help me with that. When we tubed him, I was surprised. I expected to at least see the membrane broken.
And we've seen 3 weeks early, and normally they don't have much hair. 3 to 4 weeks,
Well,
they won't have much hair.
Sometimes. We've had him 4 weeks early. He'll show us. See the membrane on there? It's just breaking through that one. And that one is a little brighter red than the others. Usually at 2 weeks, they'll be bright red and maybe or maybe not just broken through.
I just want to make sure you lay right. There you go.
And at 1 week, the teeth will be half covered and it'll be a bright red membrane. So anyway, that's what we got going on today. He's alive. He's here. His tummy's full. His mom is actually getting around a little better. She still has her funky outcropping by her left flank, but I don't know. I mean, I wonder. He ultrasounded in there to make sure her belly wall wasn't compromised. And I really wonder if she didn't pull a muscle on that side, because he could tell if she tore one, but he probably wouldn't be able to tell if she pulled one with the ultrasound. I don't know for sure. But, hey, it's finally lunchtime. Oh, yeah. And I'm almost done spreading straw, too. I got like 2 bales left to do. There's Mama. There's Baby sleeping again. Ty got just a little tiny bit of milk out of her. And she needed to milk one of her teats down, so stealing some of hers. Now she got herself screwed. She can't get out.
Yeah.
And gonna mix that with some powdered colostrum. And hopefully that little shit over there is gonna suck a bottle. We ended up tubing him earlier. He'd suck a little bit, but just, wasn't really into it. Really not his thing yet. And she's doing good. Love to give her a little bit of oxy.
Oh!
Well, so much for that bucket.
Oh, fuck, seriously?
That happens.
I'm gonna cry over spilt milk in about 2 seconds.
Well, so much for your calf getting your milk and your friend's milk. It's just gonna be the powdered shit. It happens. I wonder when she was doing that, when she didn't ever hit him. We could have had her locked in. We had her locked in the first time.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
So, anyway, moving on to other news. There's Ruby. And no, Brent, she hasn't calved yet. And don't forget Boomer. Oh, and Minnie over here. She was trying to climb in the feeder to come up here to get to the last little bit of straw I got to clean up. And most of the rest of them finally figured out that the feed barn has, yes, in fact, been open for business for the last half hour. The rest of them, however, are just being not so bright, including 023 right there, who's just in here making all kinds of noise. But we got baby eating. And over here we got another baby eating. I guess that's about it. And little mama's over there loving on her baby. I'm going outside playing with a faucet. If I had a pellet gun close to me, I'd sting her in the butt, but I retied the faucet, so maybe they can't get it turned on as easy. Still got to check the weather for tonight, see how cold it's going to be in the morning, and see what water we leave on tonight. Bad thing is over here, we're leaving 617D up here by herself, which leaves 611 and 612 down there with a small water trough. And if it's even going to think about freezing, that one gets shut off because that's PVC overhead right against the roof and it will freeze. So that's what I know. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And we've had some flukes before. There is still a chance there's one in there. that's not ready to come out yet. We had a really nice heifer calf that when she was a month old, suddenly her mama died. This has been 10, 12, 15 years ago, whatever. She looked a little sick in the evening. And, you know, hey, I didn't live here at the time. Oh, Becky's on. Hi, Murphy. There you go, Murph. And she said, hi, Brett. She ended up, and I don't remember how we had stuff. I think we may have had a gate swan. They were out on pasture, and I wasn't... Interrupting cow says, what? Oh. I wasn't going to fight her to get her in. And finally got her in the evening. And it was like, well, it was too late to do anything with her. Found her in the morning against that post. It's like, what the hell? Her calf's in here crying. She's laying there dead against the post. Almost a bursting udder. It was blue, purple, whatever. Didn't know what happened to her. So we raised the calf. Oh, it's a bottle calf. We're gonna get rid of it. I said, no, wait a minute. Look at her mama and her grandmama and her great grandma that are, you know, all but the deceased one are still here. So we bottle fed her. I don't know what we called her. I think we called her Friend. Kylan will correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, she was, you know, crawl in your pocket when you walk out in the pasture type pet. We go to prig check, and the vet we were using at the time, his name was Steve. And we're halfway through the 2-year-olds. I think we had about 18 we kept that year. And he sticks his hand up her rear, steps back, pulling his hand out and looks. He reaches back in. And we're like, what's the matter, Steve? He says, I thought you sons of bitches threw a steer in here on me. He spent about a half an hour palpating in there. He did find ovaries. You know, the ovaries that should be like that big. Yeah, they were like maybe that big. And he really didn't find a uterus that he could tell. So we figured out why her mother was laying against that post that morning. She had a little brother and he didn't come out. Now keep in mind, this is a full month. So odds are it was one in one horn and one in the other horn of the uterus, which very well could be what she's got going. You know, as big as she got, there very well could still be a calf in there. So she'll be definitely watched closely. Oh well, anyway, that's more than long enough, hell. That's 6.5 minutes just in this part. So Ruby, do you want to say something? You want to say something? I guess not. She's just going to snub us.